One of these days I'm going to get this going right. Alright there, people of the interwebs. My name is Brandon Noel. I'm a cartoonist, comic book artist, and reason why the thumbnail is a picture of Peggy Carter instead of Scarlet Witch is currently I'm giving away this painting. If you go to my Twitter at Destiny Comics, retweet the first video that's on the channel. It's me drawing this. And if you're in the America, because I'm not paying for international shipping, you can win this sketch of Peggy Carter. So with that said, I'm going to jump to this sketch of the Scarlet Witch. This is my blue line. I'm just throwing down shapes, and chances are it's going to change a lot from then to now. That was way off. I love working with non-photo blue, but the tips sure wear down fast. I have a bunch of non-photo blue that are a different brand. They were supposedly Prism color, but clearly different make, and so. I'm drawing the MCU version of Wanda. she's a very fun character, a character who I like quite a bit. She's also the one that got depowered the most from the movies to the from the comics to the movies. I think that's probably because of her power set in the comics. In the comics, she's uh, kind of she's not magical in the comics. She's God, I can't think of the term. She's reality warping. She has reality warping powers. Um, Probability. That's what it is. Her whole shtick is probability. They didn't intend it to be like this, but she's very much like the probability warp drive in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Just not as funny. What's the probability of something crazy happening? I don't know. Wanda can make it happen. Even though I think they drastically depowered Wanda, uh, I think what they did with her in the movies was overall pretty smart. Um, a lot of people, I don't understand why people didn't like uh, Age of Ultron. That movie really worked for me. They had a lot of story to get through and a lot of time, and Joss Whedon does this thing with pretty much all of his movies, where he's really good at balancing things out. Like, Um, there's a lot of character beats. There's a lot of setup that has to happen in order for you to get to Vision. And Vision needs to happen in Age of Ultron. Mostly because there was nerds like me going like, they're doing Vision, right? Are they doing Vision? They're doing Vision. Which, honestly, they didn't really have to do Vision. They could have saved that for later. They could have dragged out the Ultron Vision storyline, you know, for the next thing. They could have set it up here and then. Yeah, they did not have to give us Vision in that second Avengers film, because Ultron by himself is a lot to take in, and then Wanda and Pedro and I forget what they called them instead of mutants. But there was a lot going on in that first movie. And they didn't need to set that up, or they didn't need to give us as much as they did. And they gave us a lot of story. Now, a lot of people complained sexism in Age of Ultron because Scarlet Witch steps behind the bar at one point and serves a drink. I did not see that as sexist. I saw that as very much in character. This is Black Widow is a spy who's probably killed some people with poison. Not saying she has, but as a spy who started off as a Russian spy and then went into traded or not turned became a turncoat. Yeah, I'm willing to bet she's worked with some poisons in her lifetime. And so it just made sense for me that she would want to be involved in pouring her own drinks. And so I didn't see that as sexist at all. And of course, we know the studio came in and made some cuts to that film, and I would still like to see like Joss Whedon's director's cut of Age of Ultron. I really would, because I want to know what he fought for, what was cut. And ultimately, I think Joss had earned the right to not necessarily get everything that he wants, but he made at that point the fourth highest grossing film of all time with the first Avengers. Let the man play. He had earned the right to do these things. And he's such a nerd inside baseball that I have a hard time thinking that anything he would have done would have been off model or off character. I think everything was cut for time. The only thing that I think has been wasted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Kobe Smulders as Agent Maria Hill. Maria Hill is a very powerful, strong character in the Marvel comic books. And I would have liked to, I still would like to see them do something better with her. She was even missing from Winter Soldier, and she really should have been there as Nick Fury's number 2. But you give Robert Redford as much screen time as you can. So I understand why that decision was probably made, but I would have liked to have seen her in other films. Kobe Smulders is one of my favorite actors. She's only done one thing that I didn't particularly care for, and that was that Netflix series she did. I don't even remember what it was called. I watched the first episode because Kobe Smulders was in it, and that demanded my attention. But it was a story plot with a bunch of friends cheating on each other, and yeah, I just don't need to watch. That just doesn't hit me. Not my. If you love that show and know what that show's called, that's hey, right on. That's something you like, and watch it till the cows come home. But it was just something that didn't do much for me. But then again, I'm not a big fan of cheating, romance or whatever. As somebody who was cheated on in the past, yeah, I just don't care for it. Yeah, that top lip came in a little thicker than I would have liked. I should have switched brushes. I don't know when they're going to do it or they have to, but at some point Wanda and Doctor Strange have to cross over. That's going to be fun. Although I think they're doing more Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, which is fine, though it makes sense for a couple of different reasons to team up those characters. They're both Steve Ditko characters. So, makes perfect sense. I don't know why I'm throwing some blue. It just kind of looked cool. The Wanda Vision relationship I always liked. It always intrigued me as a kid. I always thought, well, that was, it just it worked for me. as a kid, I never questioned the idea of, oh, she's a mutant witch, and he's a robot or android. I don't know. That robot android line gets blurred pretty quick. I think androids have souls. Is that what it is? Mixing flesh tones has always been the hardest part of painting for me. Oops. This is something I've never done before. I'm going to try to add white out on an image. Try brush. Stupid sponge. Flopping. This is something I've never tried. I'm just playing with it. And it's not really working for me. There we go. And the highlights back in. We got there in the end. 'Cause, 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 I have to wash this brush because do not want whiteout stuck on it. Yep. Not too happy with how the white. I wanted just a stripe of white. There you go. Just throwing in a little background color for fun and flavor. Don't forget to go to my Twitter at Destiny Comics, retweet the first video up there, and you can win a Peggy Carter sketch. Throwing in a little bit of yellow because vision. There you go. So there you have it, Scarlet Witch. Please like, subscribe. Thank you for your patience if you've stuck it out all this way. Yeah, I think I finally got a groove that I like with these videos. I was doing twice a week. I'm probably going to go back down, or probably go down to once a week. Mostly because I got other projects and other things I'm trying to get done and stuff like that. And this weekend I was very much in an experimental streaming mood, so I streamed a little bit more than I normally do. I tried all the other platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, a few other things. So thank you. Please like, subscribe, please share. Yeah, have a good one.